Thank you very much. Good morning, Coach Petrino. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Good morning to you.
Thank you very much. Coach, before we get to questions, can you just get us started with your thoughts on last week's game against App State?
Yeah, it was a tough one because I thought our players really came out and executed really well in the first half and kind of played right to the plan that we thought we had to do to beat a great App State team, and we executed it well through one half and the first part of the third quarter, and then we just didn't do a good enough job in the fourth quarter of finding a way to win, and came right down to the end, and we had a chance to win it, but we just didn't quite make enough plays to win it. So you got to give App credit. They played a little bit better than we did.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go to questions now from Josh Grissom with the Moscow Daily News.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
I know SEC teams are usually known for a pretty staunch defense, but Missouri ranks near the bottom of the FBS as far as points allowed per game at 42 and yards allowed at 500. Do you see some things on the defensive side of the ball that you guys can look to exploit this weekend?
They've played some really good football teams. Their D-line is definitely the strength of their defense. They do a good job up front. They're physical. They run hard. They get to the ball. So there's definitely things as you watch them that we're going to try to game plan and try to go out and execute. But they definitely have, they have SEC players. They're a good football team, and we just got to do a good job of the things that we game plan and going out and trying to execute them.
It seems like their back, Crockett, has been a huge part of their run game. I think he averages just about 80 yards on the ground. What have you kind of seen from him on film, and how would you describe his running style?
They're a fast-paced offense. They predominantly play out of what defense people call 11 personnel, and they just get him in space, and he does a really good job of running through tackles and making people miss, and we're just going to have to make sure everybody flies to the ball and that we gang tackle them and get a lot of people around to make the plays on them.
After this weekend's contest, a couple of Missouri players went on record and said that they were really excited for the second half of their season because they didn't really see any powerhouses left on the schedule. Does that kind of give your players a little bit more motivation heading into this weekend to kind of prove them wrong?
I don't know if any of our players know they said that, but I think our players will just be excited to go into an SEC stadium and play that team. So our guys will definitely be excited and fired up and ready to go in and try to play in that atmosphere and play to their best abilities.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. We'll go to our next questions from Bennett Durando. Bennett, if you could just state your affiliation and go ahead with your questions.
Hi, Coach. I'm with the Maneater in Columbia, Missouri, actually. I sort of wanted to follow up on the last thing you were talking about at the end of that last question. Obviously, sort of a landmark game on the schedule, going to an SEC school. It's their homecoming week as well. Just sort of talk about maybe the excitement and the mentality of the group, maybe being a little bit of an underdog, trying to crash that party, rain on that parade a little bit.
Yeah, I think our guys are very excited to travel and go play in that atmosphere and play there, and we've done it before, and they'll definitely be excited to go and play on the SEC network and play to their best abilities, and they'll be excited and ready to go for the game, no question.